Hello students, again I am back with the second video for standard 7. In this video we will talk about system software and application software. So without wasting our time, let us move on to the topic. Let us start with the second part of chapter 1, that is computer hardware components, and the unit I am going to cover, that is components of a computer system. In this video, I will cover the topic types of software. Generally, softwares are classified into two categories. The first one is system software and the second one is application software. Let us talk about system software first. System software is also known as system package. It is a set of one or more programs designed to control the operations of a computer system. These programs do not solve specific problems but provide the platform to assist in use of a computer system by performing specific tasks. In general, system software supports the running of other softwares and communicates with the peripheral devices. Now, dear students, to make a hardware alive, how much costly it is? We need an operating system to be installed into it. The operating system is the most valuable and the most important system software we need to have nowadays. Other than operating systems, we have many more system softwares. We will talk about the same into the coming slides. Now, when you install an operating system into a computer CPU, into a computer hardware, the hardware becomes alive and you can use the functionality of that particular CPU. Now we have four different types of operating systems icon given here on the screen. Now these four different icons on the screen belongs to four different operating systems. One is Apple OS, another one is Windows, the third one is Ubuntu, that is Linux, and the fourth one is Android. Purpose of a system software. The first purpose of a system software is to provide a basic functionality to a computer. Dear students, at a fundamental level, computers operate through four functions, that is input, output, processing and storage. Now to use these four functions, we need an operating system into a computer. The second purpose of a system software is to control the computer hardware. If we do not have a software into a computer, is it possible for us to use the keyboard and mouse? The answer is no. Is it possible to use the speaker and printer using a computer by connecting it to a computer if there is no operating system? The answer is no. So that's why it is said that if the system software is installed into a computer, we can control all the hardwares of a computer system. Now the third one, it acts as an interface between user, application software and hardware. Now dear students, if I want to use an application into a computer, I need a platform where we will install that application. First I need that platform. Now the platform here is in the form of system software. Now system software is controlling the hardware also, and system software is providing a platform to the program, to the application to be installed into it, and then the user can interact between the hardwares like keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, etc. and the application software. Now types of system software. The first type, here it is, system control programs. Now system control programs, that is the operating system which controls the execution of programs, manage the storage and processing resources of the computer and perform other management and monitoring functions. If we do not have operating system, we cannot control the execution of any program. Now another one is system support programs. They provide routine service functions to other computer programs and computer users. Example, utility programs. Now what are utility programs? Now these are system utility software which is required for the maintenance of a computer system. System utilities are used for supporting and enhancing the programs and the data in computer. Some system utilities may be embedded with OS, that means it is integrated with the operating system, and others may be added later on. So these utility programs, let us say like data compression utility, cryptographic utility, disk compression utility, let us say disk partitioning utility, disk cleaners, backup utility, system profiling, network managers. These are different utility programs which also comes under system software. Now we will talk about the third one, that is system development programs. Now these we need to assist in the creation of publication programs. That means we need language translators like interpreters, compilers and assemblers. These are related to programming languages which you will come to know in the forthcoming classes, in the higher classes. Before we move on to the application software, let us see how Windows operating system has changed in last 30 years. Now this was the first operating system interface, Microsoft Windows 1.0. This one is Windows 2.0. Then it came Windows 3.0. Then Windows 3.1. Then a major change was there and it came with the name Windows 95. Then in 1998 it came as Windows 98. Then in 2000 it came as Windows Me. Me stands for Millennium. That is Millennium Edition. Then in the same year Windows 2000 Server was developed. After that Windows XP came. Now Windows XP was one of the most famous operating system Microsoft has ever developed. Then a new interface with a major change done by Microsoft and brought a new operating system called Windows Vista. Then Windows Vista was changed into Windows 7. Now Windows 7, like Windows XP, is also a very famous operating system Microsoft has ever developed. With a major graphic change into Windows 7, it was developed as Windows 8. Then adding certain enhancements into it, it was developed as 8.1. Now this is the latest operating system developed by Microsoft, that is Windows 10, which we are using nowadays, and it has become very popular also in the market. Now let us talk about application software. An application software or application is a set of one or more programs designed to carry out specific tasks such as creating documents, presentations, etc. It allows the computer to perform useful tasks beyond the running of the system itself. An application software performs only those tasks for which it is designed. Now, it performs only those tasks for which it is designed. Now, let me give you an example. Let us take an example of VLC Media Player. If I ask you to write an application or to make a document through VLC Media Player, is it possible? You will say no, because VLC Media Player is used to play videos, to listen songs. Now if I ask you to use Photoshop program to see a movie or a video, is it possible? Again you will say no, because Photoshop is a photo editing software. Now as you come to know that all these programs are made to do some specific task. It is made for some specific purpose. VLC is to see videos, Photoshop is to edit a photograph. Now MS Word program is to write some documents, is to make some applications. Now, whatever application we use, my dear students, in our computer, we need to have an operating system where we install all these different applications according to our choice. Now, you might be in a different profession. Let us say somebody might be in a different profession, whatever profession we are, but we need an operating system in all the computers, in all the professions where we are using computer. And after installing operating system, we install the application programs, the application softwares according to our choice. For example, if somebody is having a photo studio, he need to install an operating system into the computer which is there in his photo studio. After installing the operating system, now he will install Photoshop, because that is the main need for him in a photo studio. Let us say I am having a grocery shop and I have a computer in a grocery shop. Now in a grocery shop, the computer which I am having, in the computer I am having an operating system like all are having, but I don't need Photoshop into that computer. I need a software which will manage the data of my grocery, like how much I sold, how much is there with me, the everyday transactions. I hope the information provided in this video was helpful. Again, I will come back with a new video. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.